the Great Canadian Talk Show.
Here's only a couple of watts, but I brought the truth to everyone within 3 blocks of the west side of campus.
No way! Yes way!
And now, let's get right down to business with Marty Gold.
I encourage you to listen to to all our podcasts, of course, but especially you'll find different topics. When you go to actionline.ca, you'll see the tabs. There's a provincial, city, crime. There's the blog on the far side. That's where I'm covering hate crimes and anti-Semitism in Winnipeg, as well as a number of stories back from 2019 from the Winnipeg Watchdog blog, where I covered the proliferation of used needles and how the so-called healthcare professionals were all running away from taking responsibility for handing out a zillion free needles in our city, but having no responsibility when they were being dumped all over our laneways, our parks, our boulevards, our streets, etc. Private residences too, private yards. And so if you click on those tabs, you'll find stories that perhaps are what you're looking for, what you're looking to listen to as well. There's articles, ActionLine articles, that are spread on the site as well. And I encourage you all to go there, listen to the podcast, read the stories, and share them. Our goal is to establish a new public affairs home in Winnipeg. And it's, clearly we don't follow the mainstream narrative. Nobody else in this city is capable of covering anti-Semitism the way I do. We do unique work here. There's no government money. I have no inheritance and never did. By the time I was 22, there's no parents left and I was on my own. And I was trained in this work, and you hear the passion in my voice. Some of you have seen me in action at City Hall, where I've done my best to continue the tradition of Nick Turnett and of others in providing different viewpoints, in providing historical perspective, in searching for solutions, in raising issues and concerns, and in holding the bureaucracy accountable, which nobody does in this city. We're funded by you, the listeners, the readers, the followers. And whether it's because our work helps your business, whether it's because it reflects your family's values, whether it's because you like watching a city councillor or an MLA or a member of parliament for that matter get a good roasting once in a while, we get right down to business. There's a big mistake in this city has been made by the broadcasters in particular in not ensuring there's not a minute on television in Winnipeg spent on public affairs outside of the newscasts. And the radio talk shows are a wasteland of vapid affirmation of government narratives. And while you're going to be seeing attacks on different people for having values, having ideas, raising questions that are immediately called racist or bigot, I take on those bullies. I've been cut down and I get up again and again and again because there is no voice for you. There is no voice for the average Winnipegger. There is no voice for the small businesses in our city. Not in the newspapers, not on radio, and certainly not from your television stations. I'm not beholden to Justin Trudeau. I'm not beholden to any government. My obligation is you and your well-being and the future of you and your family. I bring decades of experience. I was speaking at City Hall. I was the youngest person by far in my day to speak at City Hall about affirmative action programs, about police hiring practices, about a mayor's race relations committee, about taxi driver safety, about taxi passenger safety. All these issues I took on in my 20s and then added on more layers through my work at the Osborne Village Inn, through my rescue mission to ensure that it was probably 35 at the time. People did not become homeless if the Royal Albert Hotel had been closed after the death of one of the owners in, when was that, Grey Cup 2014. And I've worked with other social service agencies over the years, done other kinds of consulting work. It all brings me here. Go to the donate page on actionline.ca. You'll see a presentation of our top podcasts, our most popular podcasts. Some controversial, some not controversial because they make total sense to everybody. You can click on those links. Check out the kind of work that we've produced. And you can also click on the link to send a transfer by Interac or to provide contribution through PayPal. I'm old-fashioned. Can I write a check? Yes, you can write a check. Email me, martygoldlive@gmail.com. We'll make the arrangement. I'm not crazy about trusting Canada Post, I admit, I have no qualms about going to pick something up, but you get the idea. I want to ensure that this can be a full-time job so that you have somebody acting as your watchdog. If you can help out with this campaign, if you want to advertise, sponsor segments, email me. We can make it happen. There are a lot of politicians, a lot of people in the media, a lot of lobbyists, a lot of special interest groups that wish I'd go away. With your support, I guarantee you it won't happen because you have the power.